everyone. Welcome back to our podcast, European Stories from a Union of Volunteers. We're back with a new season of our podcast, and this week I'm interviewing a very close friend of mine. She comes from Albania, and she's a psychologist. At 29 years old, she moved to Italy and volunteered in Belluno in the Dolomites. Following her love for people and volunteering, she has just recently finished a master in international cooperation and development. So, Anisa Zeqja, thank you for joining us today.
Hi, Jose. Hello to everyone, and thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you for accepting and joining us. I would like to start with how did this passion for volunteering start, and why did you decide to do a volunteering project in the first place?
Okay. I will talk about this experience, and actually I want to start by saying that maybe it was destiny and not a decision from myself. I was working in the last years with Erasmus program, especially with youth exchanges and also training courses, trying to introduce this program in Albania and trying to educate young people about being involved in trainings and youth exchanges. And I was in Germany actually 3 years ago, in which I met Silvia from Belluno, and I was very interested to share some experiences, also to speak with her in Italian. And talking about Erasmus, I said to her that I am very interested to know more about the EVS. And in that moment, she just explained me that her organization was about to write a project and to apply for that project. And they were searching for volunteers. In fact, I was facing a very strange situation in my life during that time. So I just decided to take a gap year and to give to myself the time to recover. As you said, I am a psychologist, so I was working for many years in hospital, and I just decided to take this year for me. And I said to her that I'm interested to know more about this experience, and let's discover what it is. So she asked me for my documents, actually my CV, and to write a motivational letter. And she said that, okay, I will get in touch with the coordinator of the Comitato d'Intesa of the organization, and I will let you know if they are still searching for volunteers. So she wrote me 2 months later, and I just forgot about that. I was doing my stuff in Albania, and she just said me that they sent the application, and we have to wait now because I am inside of the project, and I didn't know that. In December, I was in Italy because I had to do some personal stuffs, and I just remember that in one day I just took a very bad news for myself, and the next one I just took an email to go to start the project, and it was like something that I didn't expect in my life, because it was, as I said, a bad news with good news at the same time. And in that moment, I just said to myself that I want to start this experience. It's something that I really need maybe in this moment. So I just catch the moment, and it was carpe diem. And in that moment, I start, let's say, to get more involved with the organization, to understand what they were doing, and to be more well informed about the project.
Perfect. I think the funny thing in your story is that you ended up volunteering without even applying for volunteering. You were slightly unaware of what you were applying for, but your contacts and the people you knew helped you to achieve this beautiful thing in your life that I assume, and we've talked about this, that gave you so much. And I would also like to mention, before we dive into the next question, is that you as an Albanian, you started learning Italian as a child, basically. And that was one thing that impressed me, that you speak fluent Italian. But was there anything that when you arrived at your project, even though you had been in Italy before, what was your first thought, your first impression when you arrived in Belluno in your association?
In fact, I was in Italy during that time because I was living in Milano before going to Belluno. And I was not impressed about, as you said, speaking in Italian or knowing Italian people, because I already know that and it's part of my entire life. But what I chose to do, it was not search what I will find in Belluno, just discover that in the moment in which I will go there. So I remember very well the day that I arrived in the station, and it was Stefano, my mentor, waiting for me outside. And I was very, very impressed about the beauty of Belluno, because it's surrounded by the Dolomites that I love so much. And the fresh air, this is a feeling that I will remember forever. And this was what impressed me. Belluno is a very small town, so what you will find there is something simple, but for me it was what I was searching for.
It's simple, but it's surrounded by the mountains, and those are magnificent.
Yeah, right.
Okay, you've told us how you arrived there and what your first impression was, but how was the accommodation like? Who did you live with? Did you live alone? How was it?
No, actually, I was in this project together with Beril, my amazing friend from Turkey. And the project started with both of us. And the accommodation was very nice, simple, but very nice. We were living in the third floor of the organization. So it was very easy for us also to get in touch with the staff in the moment that we need it. And I had my own room, she had her own room, and we were sharing the kitchen together. And it was very nice because when we wanted to work, we just had to go in the first floor, and it was easy also to manage time.
Almost as like working from home right now.
Yeah.
You don't waste time in public transportation. You just took the elevator downstairs.
Yeah.
And what was the thing that you liked the most in your daily work as a volunteer?
Many things. First of all, the relation with the staff. I think that this was amazing because I found there very nice people. I create a great friendship, and I'm still in touch with them. And what it was also interesting, it was the project itself.
What part of it?
Let's say the part of being in the radio, because my project was a radio network, so I had to create my own radio program. Mm-hmm. And this was amazing experience because, as you said before, I started to learn Italian when I was a kid from the TV. But not only, also from the radio, when I was listening to a lot of songs. And now, let's say, living that experience in which I had to be in the radio to create something that it was mine, speaking in a different language, a language that was connected also with me. It was an experience in itself. For sure that I had moments in which I was talking about different topics and I had to delete and to do it again. But it was also very funny to live this experience.
And rewarding.
Yeah, right. And I had also the opportunity to work in the schools of Belluno and Feltre and to meet different stories from migrants. And this was something that helped me to decide what I am now and what I have done, especially during this year. As you said, the opportunity to start a master and to work more in the field of international cooperation, that says connected also from what I discovered during this year, my interest on working with migrants.
Okay, thank you. You've painted a picture of volunteering that is very beautiful. So I beg to wonder, was there anything you faced in your work or your personal life as a volunteer that was a challenge and you had to overcome? And what did you learn from it?
Yeah. And you know something about that.
I think so.
But I think that this is also the beauty of being a volunteer, because if you want to go and to have this experience, for sure that you bring something that is yours, but you have to be also open to accept what the others are giving to you. And this was a challenge for me. Like a challenge, it helped me to grow so much as a person, because I faced a lot of situations that I didn't expect. And this was also connected with the fact that when you are living with other persons coming from other countries, you are sharing different cultures, and you have to be open-minded, to accept the others, to be less egoist, and also to understand that people are, we are the same. I learned that we are humans. We are just affected by the society, the culture in which we grow. But at the end, we are humans, and we we are related by communication. So I think that this is, the message related to the challenges.
Very beautiful message. But would you like to share what exactly happened that you had to overcome?
Yeah, it was the cultural barriers.
Okay.
I said it was very nice to share in the beginning in the beginning of the project, let's say, my experience with Beryl coming from Turkey. We had a lot of common things together. You know, Albania, it has been affected by Turkey for many years.
Mm-hmm.
And we discovered so that we have some common thoughts, ideas, and it was very great. But in the next months, we live with other volunteers, for example, from France, from Russia, or also from Portugal, like you, or Spain. And this was very nice because, as I said, I'm speaking about her and about me, because we had a very strange situation at home in which we had to deal. But it was connected with cultural differences. And at the end, you have to understand that people are different, and you just need to accept and also to control things, because we were there just to volunteer to do something good for the community. And everything will it can be fixed at the end, let's say.
Okay, thank you. So now I'd like to dive into a new section that we're maybe calling dinner with friends, or memories, something, or story time. And well, imagine that you're at a dinner with friends and they're asking you about your volunteering experience. And what is the one story, the crazy story from your project that you tell them and our audience in this case? Is it related to this challenge you had to overcome?
No. Maybe it started, or I had some details during that situation, but definitely I always explain and talk about that with my friends. The amazing experience in the Costiera Amalfitana.
Okay, what happened?
I think that this is one of the best adventures that I have had in my life till now. And you know about that because it was an experience that we shared together and with our other friends, Stefan and the girls from Russia. So it was amazing because I didn't expect myself to have a luggage and to walk in the middle of the street at night and to face many situations like we did. But it was amazing because at the end, we deal with everything that happened, and we communicate with people. We learn a lot, and I have a lot of memories from those 3 days in the Costiera Amalfitana that I always...
And a lot of photos.
And a lot of photos for sure that I keep always with me, and especially during this year, I looked a lot because I missed the time spent with my friend. And I had also other situations that were very funny because what was great during this experience, it was the fact that I create very great friendship and I had the opportunity to go and to meet my other friends that were volunteering in Italy during that year. So, and I had a lot of experiences that I shared with them, but mostly with my friends, my two close friends from Soma Lombardo.
But so I would like to just to pinpoint, because you don't want to develop so much the story, but what happened basically is that in the Costiera Amalfitana, we met the mafia, and in the north, with your cultural differences, you had business with the police. Some things that happen in your volunteering, maybe if you're adventurous enough.
Or open-minded also to accept that, yeah, what is happening, it's okay. You just need to fix the situation and to go out from that.
Yeah. So we're reaching the end of today's episode. I would like to just ask you 4 more questions. And for this, I just need some quick answers. The first thing that would come to your mind.
Okay.
So first question would be, how do you describe your volunteering project in just one word?
Okay. Change.
Change. Okay. Do you want to develop why change?
Yeah, because it changed me a lot. It's also connected with my program, my radio program. So the title of my radio program.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things, stuffs connected with change. Yeah.
Okay. And what is the one thing that you miss right now the most from volunteering?
My friends, definitely the experiences that I share with them. It's so strange to talk with people from the computer because I'm usually not a person that do that. Many times I love to meet people, to be with them. So I miss this a lot.
Yeah, I think we all do right now. And third one, what does solidarity mean to you?
Sharing and the famous thing, caring.
And lastly, before I ask you the question, I'm just telling our listeners that we are having a playlist from this podcast, because the next question is, what song represents your volunteering project and why?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think that I have a lot, as you said, a playlist maybe, because every experience is connected with a song. But yeah, I will choose one. It's Hola from Marco Mengoni, an Italian singer. And definitely I have a lot of memories with this song, with my friends singing in the streets or, I don't know, at house. Very, very nice memories. Because it was a year in which he published the album, and I was explaining also to my friends that he is an Italian singer and his songs. So after we just start, it was like a refrain for us when we wanted to do something like hola, hola, hey.
Yeah, and we sang that song quite often and in some karaoke bars. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good decision, I guess. So I think this is the end of it today. Thank you for joining. And for the listeners, you can check our playlist. We'll post it on the link to the playlist on the show notes. And see you next week. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
And bye.